that is.
Oh, alien abduction. I like this too. I mean, well, what if demons are aliens? I mean, aren't they kind of aliens?
Welcome to Arguments in Logic, episode 6.
Episode 6. Wow, where we put the critic in critical thinking. I can't believe it's episode 6 already.
I know, it's so exciting. I missed an opportunity. I should have done my nerdy numbers rating scheme with episode 4. I should have made it 4.2. Uh,
That would have been good, yeah. Or
yeah.
4.1, yes.
Well, no,
Yeah.
4.2 because it's the question that is the answer to everything, right? Geek
Oh,
culture.
yeah. Good point. I didn't think
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
I mean, that's 42, but,
But
you
there's,
know,
well, I just did a Google.
4.2 times 10.
Yeah,
That's
there's
what we could
company.
have
There's
done.
Well, there's some company that does that as their version system of their software. But anyway,
They
um,
do 4.2 or they
yeah,
do.
yeah, and it's supposed to be about geek culture, but I can't even
Interesting.
remember. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I'm Patrick Frazier. Speaking of geeking out,
And I'm Robert Sykes, which you know.
we do. Our point five fan knows us well. Well,
And it says so
congratulations.
right there. Right there, it says my name.
It, do, it does. Yeah. Well, yeah. In theory. Anyway, congratulations, team. We just survived Christmas,
We did it,
and
everybody. Christmas 2024 in the books.
it's it. So pat yourself on the back, because Santa's watching you, and demons attacked Tucker Carlson, and you could be
hmm
next this next Christmas. So make sure you're not on his naughty list.
You know what I did for Christmas?
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
I did absolutely nothing, and it was everything I thought it could be.
It is. My quick thought on that is, of course, yeah, if you love Christmas because of fill in the blank, great. But I saw a YouTube short, or maybe it was a fortune cookie, or it was a TikTok. One can hardly tell the difference these days. And it said the number one regret that people take with them to the grave, and I have no idea how you'd actually be able to compile this stat, but it's true because I feel it's true, is that they weren't their true selves. They denied being their true authentic self. So if your true authentic self is someone who doesn't like Christmas, don't be pressured into it, man. Don't.
Yeah. Be you. Do you, bro. I like that we've adopted that as our culture. You do you. You
Boom.
know, it's really yes, it's really a gift that I believe the millennial generation is the one that started to coin that you do you
Boom.
type of thing. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know about the boo thing, but yeah,
I've heard you do you boo. I've heard that one, and I feel
yeah,
awkward saying boo. Uh,
yeah. I don't say boo because it's awkward,
it
but
is. It is. I feel liberated now that I've been told by a grown ass man that I probably shouldn't say boo. But
you don't have to,
yeah,
and you probably should only say it to like I don't know a female that you're trying to be romantically involved with, but that's just my take on it.
nah, well. Anyway, I digress. I almost lost
So
my.
Tucker Carlson, oh man, like amazing. We're gonna put a link to this in the chat, and you have to watch it. And honestly, I think you should go out there and watch his special or whatever special this was filmed for. Like shout out to Tucker Carlson, who was legitimately attacked by a demon, and it has changed his life.
It is. It does. And I legitimately feel that Christmas is the time of year where you're statistically most likely to be attacked by demons. For a little bit of context, Tucker says he was in bed, I think, with four dogs. The kids weren't there. For some reason, I imagine he was in bed with his kids too. But wife, four dogs. They're in like in a cabin, I gather. And he woke up and he had some sort of scar, but he never shows us the scar, at least not in any of the various video vignettes I've seen. Maybe in the special he does, I don't know. But I didn't see any evidence, but he immediately knows that he was attacked by a demon. and he calls his producer, who's an evangelical Christian. He is some kind of Christian, but he's not an evangelical Christian, and so it's not in his tradition to think of demon attacks. But immediately when he spoke to his producer, she validated that yes, of course you were attacked by a demon, and
Absolutely. He is absolutely 100% was attacked by a demon. I mean, what other plausible reason could you come up with to wake up in a bed with four dogs and have scratches on your body? I mean, it's pretty clear that the only logical, you know, and like as a critical thinker, the only logical explanation for that is I am is attacked by demons. I mean, I don't know how you can argue that, Patrick. I really don't.
well, I do have one other possibility. What if? What if? I'm just spitballing here. What if it was a botched probe insertion by the Greys, the aliens that is.
Oh, alien abduction. I like this too. I mean, well, what if demons are aliens? I mean, aren't they kind of aliens anyways? So, I mean, either way, he's right, isn't he?
Well, this is a good tie-in. There was an episode of Star Trek where it turned out that Greek mythology was actually a bunch of aliens. So, are the aliens angels? Are there demons? I don't know. I mean, the guy with the hair that stands up on Ancient Aliens, maybe if we could get him as a guest, he could fill us in on that. But that
I
means
mean, let's think about this. Where do aliens come from? Space. Where do angels and demons come from? Probably space.
mic drop.
Enough said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, it's alien slash demon abduction time.
Well, there's a quote that's attributed to, again, Star Trek reference to Spock, but it actually comes from Sherlock Holmes. And then in some movie of Star Trek, they do a tie-in where they allude that Sherlock Holmes was somehow one of his ancestors. But the Sherlock Holmes from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's fictional detective.
Man, say that five times fast. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's fictional detective, Sherlock
Sherlock
Holmes.
Holmes.
Yes.
And he says, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Must be the truth. So that assumes, of course, if one says alien abduction or attacked by demons, that isn't eliminated as one of the impossible. But I would dare say that if you have something unusual happen and then you decide, well, all these normal, logical, conventional explanations are somehow eliminated, and you go to something that's paranormal or, let's say, unconventional, I have yet to understand why you would only be limited to one paranormal or unconventional answer. And for the sake of time, I'll put a whole list of some other possible kooky reasons, as far as some logical reasons that even the Christian or evangelical Christian guys in
In the
the video,
video, yeah.
yeah, that I posted, they actually took kind of the rational skeptical point of view. So good on them. I'm not beating up on Christians. They made the point that, hey, if we eliminate the bugs and the dogs attacking you, which seem, the dog seems like the more likely scenario, or maybe some sort of bug or insect bite. But if we eliminate that, what if you like kick yourself in your sleep or something, dude? I mean, that's probably like the Occam's razor kind of thing. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's my my first thought was absolutely Tucker Carlson. You were attacked by demons, and then I thought, well, maybe I don't know, because he said scratches on it. Let's just break this down like we would. There's scratches. He said on the outside of his shoulder
right.
and on the inside underneath his through his armpit. So to me, that is like two paws, dog paws with claws, right? They have nails, like jump onto the bed and like kind of slip as dogs do, and like one paw slides down between his rib cage there,
Hmm.
scratch. The other one, scratch, right? I mean, I'm no forensic specialist, but I think that there's quite a bit of, if we were actually able to see those. I mean, another thing that you could do if you actually wanted to make this a logical argument, uh, is you could measure them and then do comparative analysis to the dog's paw prints
Right.
and determine whether or not they actually were the dogs. And if they're not, fine. Then we have eliminated like some things, right? And we can come to a conclusion of demons. But for me, the leap like from, you know, like you missed all the steps of like what is the most probable thing that happened, right? I mean, if you anyone who has animals knows that you'll end up with scratches and things on you from those animals, and a lot of times you don't know where they came from. You don't remember the animal jumping on you or
Right.
whatever. You're just like, oh, I'm bleeding, you know, and like, I mean, I guess Patrick, the next time your dog, scratches you and you
Right.
don't remember, just be like, clearly this is demons,
Clearly. Demons
obviously.
or aliens, one can never tell.
Demons, aliens, again, they're the same thing. Why why do we gotta get into this?
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of one of those social media posts where you're at a table and you say the old man's at a table and it says "Convince me I'm wrong" or something in the park.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you deal with this, of course, all the time in IT. Critical thinking as it applies to I have a problem. How do we isolate the most likely scenario and then move from you know more likely to less likely, to find the root cause.
You know how you weed out the worst computer technicians in the world is? The easiest way to do it is
How,
you give them a problem and you watch how they solve it. The ones that always go to the most complicated answer first,
hmm.
we won't be having you back for a second interview. Thank you. The ones that are just like they're pulling IT crowd. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Like those are the ones you like because I mean that's how you troubleshoot, right? You work from the simplest solution to the most complex. You don't start at the most complex, you know.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that's why I think that you're the right man for this job. So I think an issue that I feel that in my heart I've done no statistical validation of this, but I'm pretty sure we've all run into a scenario like I did where I was at a party, somebody shows a picture on a phone, and it was like a birthday party or something for one of their kids, and you see a
Oh, this
silhouette.
is the ghost picture, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ghost picture. I'm sure we all have all heard that scenario, and when that happened, I joked, "Well, how do we know that's not a time traveler?" Like, somebody came back in time. They wanted to see their great great grandpa at their little, ninth birthday party or something, and I was told I was an insane kook because obviously it's a ghost.
Yeah. Or maybe it was someone's birthday party who invents time travel in the future and they know that that's a place in time where they're going to be. And so or there's another person there that they know that's a place in time that they're going to be because they're trying to solve like the quantum tunneling experiment or some like complicated movie plot, right? Where they have to have the exact moment where someone is there to do the thing to save the world in the future. Patrick, for all you know, you helped save the future.
By seeing that video, even though I wasn't at the Christmas party,
Yeah,
at the birthday
yeah.
party. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we
it's
could all
this
be part
video
of.
right here that propels the world to be saved later.
Right. Somehow we're all part of this weird time loop now. You watching the video, the point
Yeah.
five person watching this video, you're part of the time loop, bro. We're sister.
Don't
Yeah.
break the time loop. Pass it on
No.
to 10 of your friends, or else the future is doomed.
That, that's so awesome. That's like those creepy emails we used to get when people
Yeah.
read emails that said, if you don't pass this on, like if you don't pass this on, you're going to cause a distortion in the temporal whatever.
Anomaly,
Yeah,
time
temporal
rip
anomaly. Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
and there's lots of other little fun possibilities. I mean, it could be a dimensional rift, a temporary rift between dimensions, allowing beings or images from another dimension to appear, temporal distortion, which we kind of
And
talked
now,
about.
full disclosure, right? Some of these answers you got from the robot overlord, right? The
Yeah, I
robot
thought of the time
overlord.
travel one on my own and the aliens. But yeah, some of the others, like Quantum Worlds, which we talked about a little bit on the Christmas special with the app I was using.
Yeah.
That was one from the AI. I think it
And
was.
this is fun. This is the fun of AI, everybody. This is why AI is fun. Like use it, play with it, ask it questions, do things like this with it. Like Patrick's really good about using this stuff for these kind of scenarios, you know? Like you get shown a weird picture, like tell everybody at the party, like, let's ask the AI what they think it might be, and then debate the results. That's a true nerd fest right there. That sounds like fun.
That wasn't the vibe at these with friends.
I can't imagine how that's possible.
Yeah.
How a whole group of people that were convinced immediately it was a ghost weren't interested in debating.
Well, they weren't, but and if for some reason you come across this, it's no hate. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a ghost. I honestly don't know, but I do feel that there are other weird possibilities. And speaking of the AI, this is really where the AI shined. I came up with a list of the AI actually came up with a list of what might be some of the more logical reasons because I didn't know. I was like, what could it be? I don't know if you're able to scan to that point on the document and kind of validate where the
I read them. I read them earlier before. Yeah,
okay,
the
you're the right man
interference
for the
patterns,
yeah.
overlay issues, a digital glitch, software error, data corruption. I mean, these are long-standing problems with film, right? And have
Hmm.
always been this way. I mean, and just because we're in digital doesn't change anything. Before digital and we were in the before when there was actual film
Right, right.
that you were taking pictures on, like sometimes those images would be overlaid with each other in development, and there was development issues with them. I mean, it's just because you have a picture of something is doesn't mean that A, you can decipher what it is, and B, that it's accurate.
Okay, yeah. So that kind of reminds me of the one of the scenarios which I feel might be the most likely is video artifacts, unintended visual anomalies in videos which can take various forms. Ghosting, literally, is what it's called. Residual
Hmm.
images from previous frames appear in the current frame. So I could go on and on, but the idea that somebody's kind of walking by in a previous video and that kind of gets layered onto this video, not unlike the scenario with the traditional film before digital cameras that Robert just discussed.
Yeah. Yeah, and remind me, was this yeah, you were watching a video. It wasn't a static picture, right? It was an
Yeah, it was a
actual
video.
video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it did look kind of like a ghost. I don't know. I mean, maybe if a ghost attacked me, I would still be like, I don't know if you're real, bro. Like, prove to me that you're a demon or a ghost. Like, prove.
Yeah. You know what really looked like a ghost in a video?
What's
The ghost in Ghostbusters. That really looked like a ghost. They
like
did a
the
really
original
great job.
Ghostbusters?
Special, all of them. Like
All
the
of them.
first one, the creepy librarian one.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember that when that dropped. That was good stuff.
yeah. It's been a while since I saw those movies, but yeah. Slimer. You said Ghostbusters. All I can remember now is the Marshmallow Man, and
You
then
don't remember the creepy librarian in the beginning? She's like, shh, and then they keep talking, and she's like, rah.
I recently, like a few months ago, I saw the one where like the kids were Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the Frozen
And
in Time. That was a good one too.
I even liked the one with the women as Ghostbusters. A lot of dudes hate on that movie. I thought it was funny. I thought those are some of the funniest comedians, and I loved the dude that plays Thor. He was hilarious, and it was
Yeah,
like the secretary that's being sexually harassed, which is not funny. Sexual harassment, despite whatever gender,
yeah.
it's wrong. But he has some comedic chops. I'm just saying. And then he did a good job in the. That guy's a good actor. He did a good job in the latest Mad Max movie. So, uh, Chris something, one of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know
Yeah.
what their names are. They're just like I really love the whole involvement of being in a movie. I almost never know what the actor is unless it's like like only a few of them. And because they are the character to me. Like I'm not trying to figure out who they are. I'm trying to just become part of that world. That's the whole idea of being in
Hmm.
of watching a movie, in my opinion, is like
Sure.
not me trying to figure, oh, that's so and so that was also in this and also in that, and like I don't care. I don't care. For right now, they're Thor. That's what they are. They're Thor. They're son of Odin, and they're gonna smash shit, dude, and it's gonna be awesome.
Well, fair point. I admire you embracing the magic of movies, but for reference, that Thor or the person
No,
that
no,
played,
no. I get it.
yeah,
In your scenario
he
makes
did a
sense.
good
I don't
job
know
in
what his name. My
Ghostbusters.
point is I don't know what their name is because I never bother to care.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and it's not like you don't appreciate acting as a craft because you did such a good job as a thespian playing Barnaby in the
Oh,
Christmas
that was a
special.
great production. If you haven't
Yeah,
seen that, you got to go check it out. Go
yeah.
watch the Christmas special because it is absolute magic.
And not only will you have an opportunity in the description for the video to watch the other side of this argument, which isn't that much of a side. They, like I said, the Christian podcast hosts that discuss the Tucker Carlson video also are fairly rational, quite rational actually. But in
Yeah, I
addition to
think
what,
to be fair, we got to find the Tucker Carlson one and see if we can find a link for everyone and put it in there to get his side of the deal so we can be fair and balanced, so to speak.
yeah, we don't want Fox to sue us, but yeah,
Oh, I mean, if they want to sue us, that would be awesome.
that would
Please,
be awesome. Yeah,
'cause
if you
I think
also
it would help.
if you have a podcast and you would like to start a rivalry with us, that would also be awesome. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Robert will have to be in charge of the rivalry part because I'm really bad with somebody like is
I'll come to
Burns.
your house. I mean, no, I won't. Not
Yeah,
really, but I'm kidding.
yeah. Real world, when somebody like says something mean to me, I'm not really good at saying something back to trolls online or in person. I'm like, that wasn't nice what you said, sir. I don't appreciate that. So
So
I suck.
troll Patrick all
Yeah,
day long is what
yeah,
I just heard. He
yeah,
likes to be trolled.
yeah.
There. And I see you're wearing the shirt. You're
Yes.
wearing the shirt we have. Yes.
Yeah, so if you go to our description, well,
Schrodinger's cat prefers every possible flavor of Linux, alive or dead.
yeah, so if you go to our description, there will be a link so that you could buy that shirt.
That sweet T-shirt. I mean,
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet. We made it, but yeah.
yeah we made a team effort. Like,
Later, we'll be showing off our macaroni sculptures that we made in the fifth grade. So if you're
right,
into that,
just that.
we
Yes,
might put those on eBay
there will be a
for you.
link to. I think that's on eBay, though. That's on eBay.
Yeah. We'll throw a link to our fifth grade macaroni sculptures, and mine's a a walrus. It's pretty awesome.
A walrus. That's great. You actually remember doing that. Well,
No, I don't. I made it up
uh,
completely. 100% made
you're
it
such
up.
a good actor because I've blocked out. I remember at one point complaining. I never liked that stuff in elementary school. I was complaining one time that I thought it was busy work doing like arts and crafts stuff, and I was just here to learn. And the teacher put me out in the hall in a desk, and for some reason that made me super sad, and I cried and I said, and then I
Because
somehow
you can't be learning if you're outside on the desk. Duh.
yeah, so I managed
Obviously.
myself and I said, someday I'm going to be in a position where I will have a real big boy job and I will not have to do arts and crafts stuff because I'll have a real job. And then fast forward, I was working for a bank that rhymes with Bell's Cargo, and they handed me a picture of a turkey around Thanksgiving, and they wanted me to color. And I looked up the atomic structure for L-tryptophan, since people eat turkey and then it makes them
Uh-huh.
sleepy, and so I wrote that on there. And this OS walks by and says, "No, you have to color that in. That's not good enough."
What's an OS?
Oh, operating specialist. She was basically somebody at the call center for the bank that rhymes with Bell's Cargo, who worked for my supervisor as an extra layer of bureaucracy
Okay.
to yell
So
at
she's
me.
like your team lead or whatever.
Team lead, yeah, yeah. She was like a
Yeah,
team
yeah.
lead. So she comes by and explains this isn't good enough. And then
So what I'm hearing on this, Patrick, is that you owe that teacher an apology.
I do, because it turned, and that's what I told her. I told her that whole story because I told her, well, this is good enough, and she told me it's not good enough. So then I proceeded to tell her that story and said, well, I guess it turns out that I was wrong, and that when I even went at this bank, I guess that's my job is to color in stuff and make little sculptures of walruses with macaroni, I suppose.
That's
And
amazing. That
yes,
is that is amazing. Well, real quick before we run out of time, um, we're gonna throw that other one up, but we have some other ones, right? So that Tucker Carlson could have been a time travel mishap,
mhm.
right? He could have been caught in a temporal rift where he briefly encountered a dangerous moment in history or the future and returned with injuries. That's a plausible. It could have been a poltergeist. It could have been a parallel universe slip, which is what, Patrick?
Oh well, yeah. There's various theories in physics. There's the quantum worlds thing, where every time, at least in the double slit experiment, where the electron has an opportunity to express itself as a particle or a wave, somehow that splits the universe into two different worlds, or our world into two different worlds. But it could also be various interpretations of string theory, which is not a validated theory, but most of those theories, I guess if you delve into it deep enough, says that there are parallel universes. And I'm not Brian Greene. I'm not Brian Greene, but you can go to Brian Greene and look up string theory stuff and get more information on it. But just imagine if somehow there could be a rift between the different universes.
Where they
That's
like slightly overlap.
slightly overlap. Yeah, there's one alternative theory to the Big Bang that that's how our universe came about, is kind of bumping into another universe. So who's to say it doesn't happen occasionally? I mean, I can't prove.
Interesting. I believe that's also how the Marvel Universe reboot came about, and the last Spider-Verse Spider-Man movie was all about that.
Oh, okay. So
The multiverses and like them. I don't know. It's just all fun TV for me or movies for me. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy that whole idea that there's all these different universes and Spider-Man
well,
and so another one is witchcraft,
witchcraft, yes. Um, does anyone
which if
really need
you
to
if
explain
you
witchcraft?
watch Tucker Carlson at all, like that's probably the most plausible one is that somebody hexed him.
Yeah, yeah. I went to a Wiccan church one time in Air Force basic training. They literally described the difference between black magic and white magic. It's a lot more boring witchcraft than you might imagine. It's just like
It's a
regular
lot of
church.
science,
Yeah,
believe it or not. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Fun fact: my roommate in the army was a Satanist, and his girlfriend was a warlock. I don't
War.
know, something.
Interesting. Yeah. Although I do want to say that I think Satanism, which isn't necessarily as bad as people think it is technically different from Wiccan. Just like paganism is a different church too. But
Yeah. No, I wasn't
yeah,
saying they're
I
the
just
same
want to.
thing, but no,
It
he
is the
was like the
internet.
nicest guy, one of
Yeah.
my best friends, and like I love that guy, and it was he really like just he just believed in something different, which is what this whole country was founded on, right? Like,
Right.
is that freedom of religion, not that he was able to choose whatever he wanted to believe in, and that's what he believed in. So,
Right.
and he was a super nice guy. And as far as I know, there was no baby sacrificed in our dorm room.
Or goats, right? Or goats.
Yeah, no goats. No,
Virgins? Were the virgins safe?
no, no virgin sacrifice. Like
Because there were no virgins. No.
it was pretty uneventful, to be
Pretty
honest.
honest.
Like I
Yeah.
really expected it to be more interesting, but no, he was a really, really cool guy.
Well, another interesting one I think that's on this list are fairies. Interestingly, one of the most.
I love the fairies, man. Not like Tinkerbell, but the FAE fairies, the Fae. Ugh, that's my jam, man. I
That's,
really am into that kind of culture.
well, it turns out like in Iceland, right? Statistically, a huge percentage of them compared to other countries, even compared to European countries, are even more secular, like atheist or whatever. And yet, a surprisingly large percentage of people in Iceland believe in fairies.
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting. It's a really, really interesting genre of fantasy, and if you ever read any books, there's a lot to it. It's very detailed and very deep because there's the different camps. There's the summer and the winter, and it's and I'm being 100% truthful when I say I really like it. I really enjoy that part of fantasy world.
Because that's just how much of a geek you are. So,
Yeah, yeah. Part of it is, and part of it is that I try not to close my mind to spiritual experiences.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, we talked about this after the Christmas special. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't know. There's like the more probable, and at the end of the day, almost anything's possible. So I don't
Yeah,
know. Um, but believe in the impossible. You people that you point five fans that have stuck in this long. I believe in your journey, and thank you for making us part of your journey.
I believe it was Herbert Spencer who coined
Robert Spencer.
the phrase contempt prior to investigation. And he
Contemporary.
says,
Okay.
there is a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation.
Which is sort of the definition of prejudice.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And that, what it is keep an open mind. And,
Right.
we did make fun of Tucker Carlson. I think that's why we're making fun of him, is because it's just such a closed-minded idea that he has that's immediately it's a demon. It may have been a demon attack. It's possible.
Yeah.
Is it probable? It's got a low probability. It's probably more probable that it was his dog, but
Yeah.
it's possible. It's possible. Oh, and maybe next week we can talk a little bit about the fascinating new thing of probability that they're talking about in the world of probability, that it's not real.
The probability of what now?
The probability is not real.
Oh, well, that's one of the possible implications of the many worlds thing too. So
Yeah.
I will have to get coached on you on that. I
As and thank you all for tuning in. I hope you made it and watched it to this point. And as usual, Patrick, we have
accomplished nothing.
nothing at all. Have a great one, everyone. See ya.
See ya.